Hello guys. Today in this video we're going to look at the B26 B Marauder from Revell, 148 scale. It's a kit that I've already built, and there's a couple problems with it. I'd like to point them out to y'all. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on my new videos. So now we'll take a look at this B26 Marauder. Now this is a later B version. I believe it's a B10, because in the B10 they increased the armament from 6 to 12 machine guns, which it says 12 machine guns. They also increased the wingspan and the horizontal stabilizer. So it used two Pratt & Whitney R2800 double wasp engines. It was quite powerful, and the pilots had problems with takeoffs and landing because it had a high takeoff and landing speed. And in the beginning, there was a lot of accidents during takeoff and landing, which led it to be known as Widowmaker. This was rectified in the later B versions. They increased the wingspan and the height of the horizontal stabilizer. They also added more guns to it so it could strafe. The original had 30 cals, and then a little later they changed 30 cals to 50 cals, made the single tail gun into a double tail gun, and then the later B versions they moved it up from 6 50 cals to 12 50 cals, adding some on the here in the front. And they have a name. I can't remember exactly what it's called right now. They put them here. They also have a tunnel gun here under the nose. They have the nose 50 cal, and I think there's a 20mm cannon in the bottom. It has a turret here on top, and two waist guns as well, and then two 50 cals on the back. So in all it has 12 50 cals, or 11 50 cals, and I'm not really sure if that's a 50 cal or a 20mm cannon as a tunnel gun. It doesn't look like the other 50 cals, that's all I can see. So this is a, I said there was a monogram, and it's actually Revell, but it's not. It's pretty much the same company now. And it has this normal Revell color chart. With the bad thing about Revell is they don't have a lot of paint, and they tell you to mix a lot, which I don't like to do. I go off and buy Model Master or Humbrol or something that already has the colors. Because if I have to, if I paint it in a mixed color, and then I want to, I run out of the paint, or later on I want to do some touch up on it or something, and I don't have that mix anymore that I mixed, it's going to be really, really difficult to mix the same color twice. So I like to do pre-mixed paints, because I find it almost impossible to mix the same color of paint twice. So it comes with 4 big trees of plastic, plus a big tree of clear plastic, because it has a lot of glass on it too. You start out with the interior, and it has a lot of interior parts, because it has a pretty detailed interior, I think, for especially this is not really a newer aircraft. It says 2003, but I'm pretty sure it was a reissue from a monogram kit. I don't think it was a new issue. You see this whole front part here is all interior. Putting these glass parts on. The bulkheads had some good detail on it. The cockpit had a lot of good detail in it too. I wasn't so happy with the instrument panel. They come with a decal, and there was problems with these decals. I don't know why. The instrument panel didn't stick. When I took the cockpit glass off so I could show y'all what the inside looks like, and the instrument panel was stuck on to the windshield. And it didn't stick at all onto the instrument panel, so I had to redo that. I put some decal set on it, and micro set, and I'll do some micro saw later after I do another coat of micro set in a while. Here it shows 50 grams of weight. It took more. I think I put either 90 or 110 or something like that into it, so before it would set on its front wheel. I had the same problem with the B25. It took a lot more weight than it said. I think it's the A26. I have an A26 Invader, and I couldn't get enough weight in it. It's sitting on a clear piece because, yeah, I couldn't get it. There's so glass in the front, and there's not a lot of place to put the weights. So you can see you can put a ladder here, which I opted not to do. I put the covers on and the guns in them. These are the waist guns here. I'm not showing you the picture actually. Yeah, here's the waist guns, and you can put the ladder in here, optional. Crew ladder. It comes with two figures for the front as well, which I opted not to do. I don't do figures that well, so I don't do figures at all. And here is the turret for the back, ventral turret, or dorsal turret. It had some nice interior detail, I think, for what it is. Then we go here for the landing gear, option open or closed, which is really normal. Some painting instructions with the landing gear, wheel, wing. Main landing gear with the housing. Once again, open or closed. Here on the bottom. Or closed or open. It's not really. Then we just go with the, details for the wheels and assembling all these parts here for the landing gear. This is just a repeat of the other side for the other side. Then we're putting the wings on, but I actually put the wings on before I put the landing gear in, because it's easier to get straight when it doesn't have all the extra weight on it. Let it dry and then do the housings and the landing gears and everything. So then we do, here we have the horizontal stabilizers, putting them in. The vertical were already part of the fuselage. The assemblage of the bomb bay. The engine nacelles, which the engines were unfortunately not that detailed. I did as much painting as I could to bring a little bit out, but I'd rather get if I had the money, I would get an aftermarket kit for the engines. There may be one. I'll link it if I find one. Then we go here to the nose. Well, first these the back side of the wheel wells, and then the nose guns, the tail gun. There's also pivot tube. There's a third figure here for the back with a ladder, like I said before. Then we go to camouflage. I did this one. It Eats Delight, it's called. It's a B26 B45 MA, 391st Bomber Group, 575th Bomber Squadron, RAF Matching, England, August 1944. You also have the option for this one, from France in 1945. That was it. Of course, online you can get all kind of other decals if you would want to do another nose art. There's always, on these more famous ones especially, and on bombers especially, there's all kind of different ones you can get. Now, like I said, I took off the cockpit so we could get a little look at the interior here. So we're looking at the interior of the cockpit here. You see there's some pretty good detail inside. Come with seatbelts even, you can see there. I painted it in a beige color. The back of the wall here. There's a couple of tanks there on the back. They're hard to see. I don't remember what this yellow thing is. I think it was a life raft or something like that. Here we see the instrument panel. I said I wasn't so happy with the instrument panel. Either a better decal maybe, or some photo etch tile would be nice for it. No, photo etch parts. Here we can see some detail in the dorsal gun, dorsal turret. You have the rounds on top there. The guns look a little bent in though. This one, I think the one was broken and I fixed it, but it's loosened up a little bit. And you can see there was major problems here in the tail. It did not fit at all, this tail piece, and you can see there's a big gap there still. I thought I had fixed it, but it looks like it's trying to fall off again. So I might have to do some work on this one, because it wasn't like that from moving around and stuff. It was loosened again. And you see, this was a really bad fit here. This whole piece here. Now this was all a clear part up to this was all clear, so I had to paint it off here with the framing. And the tail gun doesn't move either. That's one of the unfortunate ones with this kit. You can see here the problem I pointed out earlier with the decals. The roundels were okay. The numbers on the side were okay. And the numbers and letters and everything on the side were okay, but here on the tail, and it seems to be something with yellow decals. I don't know really, because this is the first time I've noticed that a yellow decal does this. The white ones don't, but the blue ones do sometimes too. I've had roundels that do the same thing too on the blue part. but not on the white part. I don't know. Well, it's like that on both sides on the tail. So I'll probably have to redo it with a brush. Sand it down a little bit. I'm not really sure what the numbers are supposed to be. 29500, 295808. I have a really thin brush. Maybe I can repaint the numbers on there. But that's a little bit lighter than the yellow I have, I think. So, I mean, I also, you see, I did this camouflage pattern that they use sometimes in Europe. This was based in England, so I used, this was the Model Master Olive Drab, and this was, I believe, I'm not really sure what it was. I might have wrote it down. I hope I wrote it down. Maybe not. I did not write it down. But that's a Revell paint, and I think it's the medium green or something like that from Revell. So this was a really good kit for the most part. The problems with it are the tail. The tail requires a lot of work to get it right. Even I did a lot of work to it, and it's loosened itself again. There's also, you can see here, problem. The whole tail, the whole piece did not fit. Because this from here to here, that's this part for the horizontal stabilizer that slides into the back. And then that was the clear part that came with it. And they didn't fit. Except for that part, the rest of it's good, I think. It turned out good. There was not really any problems in the front with the wings, even though this one looks a little weird now. I probably should have filled it in a little bit, but I was not doing that a lot before. I'm doing that a lot more now. I built this, I don't know, 6 years ago or so. You can't really see with the camo, except for maybe here a little bit, where there's a little bit of a problem with the fit in the wings. But it's just, it was a little bit too rounded off on the edges, so it left a small gap there. That's easy to fix. The back's not so easy to fix. But that's really the only problem with the kit. Is the tail. And the lack of a good instrument panel, maybe. Because it had a flat piece for the instrument panel with the decal. That's not always the best way. But you see, even the cockpit glass fits really good in there, without a space. And that's something you don't see all that often on Revell kits. I've had a lot of problems with the front cockpit canopy not fitting right, which I'll show you on another video. My Mosquito, that has major problems with the fit of the canopy. So that's all I have to show you on this kit. All in all, it's a good kit, it's a good build, but it does require some work. A little extra on the inside, on the interior for the cockpit instrument panel, and a lot of work on the tail part to get it to fit good. And next time, our next video, we're going to be taking a look at this 58 Corvette Roadster from Revell. It's in 1/25 scale. It seems to be kind of weird because some cars come in 125 and one in 124. Some come in 124. Why can't they just make them all the same scale? Then you have this weird size difference with the cars. I don't understand. One basic, I mean, you also have like 132 scale. That's the smaller scale for cars. Okay, but why do you have two scales that are so close together, 125, 124, and you can definitely see the difference in the size? I can't understand that. They should make all cars in either 124 or 125, and not so many in both. That's what I think, at least. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time.